Welcome to the channel. Today's video is sponsored by XTOOL. We're going to be using this XTOOL D1 to laser etch some stuff, so definitely check the links in the description. They're having a sale from March 3rd to March 17th of 2022. Let's go ahead and get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to More Motorsports Garage. I hope everyone's having a blessed day. If you're new here, definitely click that subscribe button. Today we are going to be laser etching some stuff. We can use this for car parts, tools, pretty much anything you can think of it, we can definitely do with this laser etcher. XTOOL sent me this. I reached out to them and asked if they wanted to do some sort of sponsorship deal, and they said okay. So I am going to be laser etching. We're going to try some just basic wood and some other things. I also have more stuff if we run out of things to do. So huge shout out to XTOOL. Their information is in the description for anyone who is curious. They are having a sale right now, March 3rd to March 17th of 2022. So it'll make it a little bit cheaper if you get on it this next month. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead, unbox this, figure out how to set it all up, and go from there. Now it does say right on the top, using a knife to open the box may damage the parts inside. So if you're cutting from the top like this, be very, very careful not to push too hard, as you could damage some of the parts inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this bad boy opened. And that right there, right out of the box, that is what I call presentation. That is super nice looking. Also right here, these are the things that you could damage when cutting it open from the top. So definitely make sure to be very careful when unpackaging this. So it comes with this fancy little envelope here. We're gonna open it up. It's the user manual. These are very important for something of this quality. You definitely want to make sure you don't skimp out on the manual. You'll definitely want to open the manual, read it up very thoroughly. I know a lot of us guys just like to say, we'll figure it out. And that's true. But with something like this, it is a laser, and you can hurt yourself very easily. Just looking at the laser can damage your eyes. So make sure to be very thorough and careful when looking at it. Also, it has pretty cool little stickers it came with, so you can customize it how we want. So that's pretty cool. This stuff out of here. Alright, now we'll carefully pull all of this stuff out of here. As you can see, it is packaged very nice and neat. Everything has a little space for it, so that's awesome. We will definitely have to go through the instructions on how to set this thing up for sure. But yeah, it looks pretty nice quality here. And this right here is really cool. For anyone who does tumblers, this right here, you can put a cup in it and it will rotate the cup as it laser etches. So we can actually do cups. So we might do that in this video once I figure out how all this stuff works, because I'll tell you right now, I have no idea how this thing works. But once I read the instructions, it should be a piece of cake. Okay, there's the first section right there we're pulling out. And then there is another section, as you can see, very neatly packaged in there. Their packaging skills, A+ work right there. So it's all very nice and neat. Okay, so looking through this box right here, has the power cord and everything you need right there to power it up. And this here is the actual laser itself. It's in a little Faraday bag. It even came with safety goggles. You will want to wear these. As goofy as you may think you look, these will protect your eyes from the laser. Very important to have these while the machine is on. It comes with the cable. This is the exact same cable a printer has, but it comes with it. I also use these for Honda for all my Honda fans out there. Yeah, we use this for the Honda S300 and the K Pro and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And then we have the actual unit, which will need assembly. As you can see, it's all ready for us to assemble it all. I will need a larger area, so I might have to take this inside to our table in there. these are the legs and stuff like that. Everything has its own place. So we're gonna take this inside, look at the instructions on how to put it together. We'll get this thing together. One more thing, it did come with a micro SD card, 4 gig. We can probably put a little bit bigger one in there if we need it. But it did come with like a dog tag and the Allen tools and some different materials that you can laser etch onto. This one looks like a business card, but it's like made out of a metal or something. And this is some leather. So there's over 300 different materials that you can use this on. I even saw one that said food. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe get some toast out here and laser etch, you know, something on it. Just pretty interesting that I saw that. But yeah, it's really cool for sure. Now we're gonna go ahead and assemble it. Okay, now we have everything inside on our coffee table here. So I've got all the instructions in front of me. I'm not going to do a very detailed how to install it. The instructions are really easy to read. It shows you how everything should be. I'm just going to go ahead and do a time lapse putting it together. It shows you what bolts you will need, what screws go into what spot. It even tells you clockwise is to tighten and counterclockwise is to loosen. So it's pretty idiot proof instructions. So that's really good. So yeah, basically just gonna go ahead and try to get this thing together. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, we've got it to this point. It's pretty much fully assembled except for the leg extensions, which we will need because I'm going to go ahead and engrave on this aluminum cup. We've got it on the thing that rotates it while it engraves. So basically we just pop these little pieces of rubber off the bottom. These just screw right in. We're going to go with both extensions. Put a little piece of rubber on. I'm going to do that to all 4 of them. Then we can start setting up the engraving process. Alright, so there's a few ways to do this. You can either use your computer and upload your file into it and you'll burn the image on that way, or you can use your cell phone. There's actually an app you can download called LaserBox. You just go to the App Store, type in LaserBox for XTOOL, and you'll click on the one that looks like that and start the download. You can do that through your phone, or you can get on the computer like we have here. Go to support.xtool.com and you can scroll down to the bottom. It says software download, XTOOL 1 LaserBox basic software for laser newcomer. We're going to use that since I don't know how to use this properly yet. And it tells you system requirements, which I have all that. So Windows 7 Plus, I'm going to go with that and install it, and we'll be ready to upload some images in here and get to cutting some cool laser etching into this cup. So we're gonna let that download and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I decided to move this out here because whenever it does engrave, fumes do come off of it and I don't want to stink the house up. The garage I can ventilate out, it's not a big deal. I did do some practicing so I can make sure that this came out good. I had a lot of failed attempts. You can see right here around the edge, it screwed up. And then on the subscribe, it messed up. The Zelda piece turned out pretty decent, except for at the bottom, but that's because the laser could not reach it. And then this one right here, the no risk, no reward one, that one, the laser wasn't reaching towards the bottom either. But I'll put some video clips right here of the failed attempts, and then we'll go over what we're doing next. Okay, so to remedy the problem here, this is more of a cylinder shape all the way through, therefore it will not do what the other ones did. It stays the same all the way across. These kind of taper in, So like whenever I set this piece right here, this is to measure the height. When I set this down, that setting changes as it goes across. So the upper sections were able to get nice and detailed, and then the lower sections weren't because it actually moved farther away from the laser. Hope that makes sense. So we got the program here. I've basically learned how to use it. Went ahead and imported this no risk, no reward. I moved it to 270 degrees transform. I put it at 88.9 for width in millimeters and 60 in height, also in millimeters. We've got it on stainless steel. Power is at 100. I'm gonna go ahead and move the speed probably to 20 millimeters a second. I'll try that. And then I basically click the start button at the top right. And we need to move this blue dot that's right here to the center. And then we will click cylinder working. Then we will click the framing button, and it will basically make a frame of reference so that we know about where it's going to do. So here we go. Everything looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead, time-elapse this. We're going to go ahead and click the start button. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shut this off. Wow, that looks really good. No risk, no reward. I like it, very nice. Now, it doesn't look as nice as it will here in a second. We actually have to wipe this off because it has a little bit of carbon on it. So I'm gonna get some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and we'll wipe it off. All right, there it is. That's what it looks like after the engraving process. Feels pretty nice. It looks very detailed. So this one was a definite success. I think on the other side, I'm gonna put my More Motorsports logo or something on it. And this one will be up for grabs, but I definitely like how it is. I will have to go through the settings and adjust it a little bit more. Maybe slowing the speed back down. That way it gets all of the paint off of there. So definitely impressed with this machine and setup. And the more I think about it, the more I think this piece actually does need moved to the 3. It's just an Allen screw on the bottom. You move it over and then put the Allen screw back in. That way we should be able to do these cups pretty good. The biggest problem is they rotate and stuff on this right where it's at, but that big top piece going down to a narrow piece, that's the problem. So I think if it was wider, it may sit level, like, you know, at least pretty level. I don't know. We'll definitely have to experiment, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the More Motorsports logo on the other side. So I'm gonna see how it goes. Okay, here it is. Looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna do 2 passes each time because it actually asks how many passes we want to do. I think it needs just 1 more pass, so if we went over it twice, it would be like absolutely perfect. But yeah, it looks really good. So this one says no risk, no reward, and it has the More Motorsports logo. So awesome. I definitely like the cylinder ones like this. They seem to be working a lot better for me, but we will definitely experiment with that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do something on this piece of basswood. So we're going to go ahead and set this all up. Okay, so I basically just unscrewed some of the lower legs to drop the height down. we can get this thing centered and upload an image into the settings and start cutting something out. So we're basically going to get this thing centered right in the middle. The best way to do this is to look directly over it. That way you can get it properly centered. And once you've got it centered, go to the signage. There will be a $5 charge for winding. I've got the width at 299 millimeters by 196.9 millimeters height. We're gonna click the material up here to basswood and click the start, go to lasercom. And since we don't have the cylinder machine, we don't need that. We're gonna go ahead and put this blue dot right in the center here. Then we're gonna check the framing. Okay, everything's looking good with the framing. We've got all the settings already in it. So we're gonna go ahead and click start. So here we go. Alright, here it is. Super nice quality and detail in every area. Really nice. So this is basswood from the Dollar Tree, and it worked really good. And I think this cool little sign, I'll hang it up somewhere. But next on our list, this is the last thing I'm going to be doing, is a piece of aluminum that I got from a local hardware store. And I painted it black, and we're just going to laser etch into it. So here we go. Well, there you have it for the XTOOL D1. It does absolutely awesome work with quality, precision, and detail. This was that piece that I just did. St. Patrick's Day sale, March 3rd through the 17th, 2022. So, if you want to get one of these while it's on sale, now is the time. So, I definitely would jump on it if you have the funds to. If like, you got your tax return or something, and you really want a good quality engraver and cutter. This also cuts, by the way. So you can actually do some cutting now. You can't really cut metal or anything like that as far as I know, but you can engrave on leather, and you can cut wood, and there's a bunch of different materials. I think it was like 300 plus materials this thing does. Really easy to set up, really easy to use the software. Everything's really simple with it. After you get it kind of figured out, it's really not too hard. Now, I still have to go through and probably make a couple more passes over these, but looks pretty good. No risk, no reward. Legend of Zelda one turned out awesome. St. Patrick's Day definitely turned out nice. But yeah, I definitely recommend one of these machines. There is information in the description. You can click that link and check out the website and pick you up one of these. This is the 10-watt laser machine. They have a 5-watt. I highly recommend the 10-watt machine for sure, without a doubt. But that's basically it for this video. A huge shout out again to XTOOL for providing this machine for this video. There will definitely be more content coming on this channel and over on Texas Hana Channel's YouTube page. So definitely go over to Texas Hana Channel if you haven't and subscribe. There will be a link in the description for Texas Hana Channel, so that way you can just click the link and go subscribe over there. We will have some more content. Once I get better acquainted with the machine, I will definitely be making some pretty quality merch and selling it to my loyal fans. But that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. But as I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.